Hey guys, this is Gardening Friends with Scott's Garage, and I decided I got quite a bit of scrap wood in my garage. I want to make a nice little patio table with this scrap 2x4s. So I'll show you what I have right now. Okay, there you have it. A whole bunch of pieces of 2x4s. There's more on the floor over here, and so if I zoom in, you're gonna see they're full of holes and paint and notches and all sorts of stuff. But that's my challenge. I want to clean them up and make an actual nice little patio table out of this stuff. So okay, here we go. First step, I'm gonna start with the belt sander, get rid of the paint. Alright, so far I got this rustic tabletop. So let me work on the end caps and I'll show you what that looks like. There we have it. I got my end caps over here, over there. And what I'm going to do is take a biscuit joiner and put in biscuits in each and every one of those 2x4s, then clamp the whole thing. Okay, now my next step is all these boards over here. I gotta make sure they're all the same length, because there's a little difference over here. So what I gotta do is take a square and square all one side and make sure it's perfect, and then cut everything on the same length and make sure it's square, because when you put this piece it has to be square so it fits flush. Okay, I measured across 42 this way, 42 and a half exactly, and I just measured one side, the other, then I just drew a line. So now I gotta cut all these pieces and I should be nice and flush. Okay, where we're at right now is all my pieces were cut off and squared, so they're perfect. And I just took some catalyzed putty and filled in the biggest holes. It's not going to be painted, so you're going to see all this, okay, through I'm probably going to put multiple coats of linseed oil, so it's going to go pretty dark and pretty polished, and you're going to see some nail holes, but all sanded, and so it's going to look rustic, but it's going to look pretty nice. So far I gotta let that stuff dry until tomorrow. Okay, I'm done with the sanding off the automotive finishing putty that I used for nail holes and whatnot. Then I sanded everything down to 100, and now we're ready to start sanding the whole thing with 220. When that's done, I'm going to sand it with 320 probably. After that, I'm going to start putting on some linseed oil coats. One coat, let it dry. Another coat, let it dry. Another coat. After you're done with 3-4 coats, you actually you build a finish, and it becomes really nice, and it shows the old wood, the defects, but you get a nice finish. That's the neat thing about it, and it's weatherproof. So let me get started on the 220. Alright, I'm done with the 220 sanding, and as you notice, my end pieces here are ripped in two. Okay, so I decided to do it this way because a lot of people, most people don't have a biscuit cutter and all that stuff. So this way it's gonna permit us to drill some holes in the middle here and screw in those pieces while we're gluing this at the same time. And then when we're done, we can slap the top piece right on, glue it and clamp it, and you won't be able to tell. So it's an easy way to do it if you don't have a biscuit cutter. Okay, well, I'm at the point where I'm gonna start joining, start drilling and start, screwing my pieces in. I'm going to start with one side and do the other side, make sure everything is nice and flush. And once that's done, I'm going to glue my end caps back on, and from then on it's going to be finish. We're going to go right down to 320 after that, and when that's done, here comes the linseed oil. We're going to put 4 or 5 coats on until we build a nice finish. Alright, here's my end cap that was split in two, or ripped in two. And here's the 2 big holes to accommodate my screws. But halfway in there's just a small hole. So that way my screw can go in and tighten really well. And it's all glued. So I just got 7 or 8 more to go on this side, and I'm gonna put a spacer in between each my 2x4s. Next step is I gotta take the router and round all the edges all around. So let me get started on that. So I'm gonna put 3-4 coats of linseed oil, and that's all the finish I'm gonna be putting on, and it's gonna get pretty dark. I already did the legs. The legs I used 1x4s times 3. I glued them, and I rounded one corner a bit, and there's already 1 coat of linseed on there. Gonna let that dry and start over. Alright, there we go. I got the 1 coat on the bottom, and it looks pretty darn good. Here are the legs. Next thing, while all this is drying and I keep adding coats on, I'm gonna start working on my skirt for underneath so I can attach my legs to it. That's gonna be the next step. This is the skirt that goes under the table, which holds the legs. The legs are removable. So basically I just gotta sand all that down like the rest of my stuff. This is old scrap with nail holes, just the same as the rest of my stuff. So yes sir, I'm done, and here's the finished product. It looks pretty darn nice if I say so myself. Measuring 48 inches by 35 inches, 30 inches high, very sturdy, very even. Really nice.